Another amazing week of Lego creations. We have Pokemon, we have racing cars, we have cool YouTube videos, and we have a lot of new Lego contests. As always, remember that all the builders and the articles mentioned in this video will be linked in the description down below for you to go and check it out. Welcome to This Week in Bricks. Let's start as usual from the Instagram section. The first builder to be featured is Daniel Brickson. Very interesting profile over here. He built this very cool Pokemon Charizard. Is very nice with this flame coming out of his mouth, but is very well sculpted. Even without the flames, it looks very cool. I love the color scheme. Everything is built very well. Next up, we have Rambling Brick with a very interesting Fabuland build. So if you remember, there's a sticker that is coming out in the new Lego House exclusive with this Fabuland character in front of a Lego house built in Fabuland style. So he recreated that, and here we can see also a little bit of behind the scene or how that shot looks like from the desk, from the profile of the camera of the builder. Next up, we have Peter's Kevin Bilag with a very interesting medieval build. So here we have is a part of a medieval fantasy series. This is a blacksmith, and we have instructions available on Rebrickable as well. Very well designed model. Next up, we have a Italian Lego certified professional, Riccardo Zangelmi, that has designed over the years a lot of very cool stuff. And here with this team, he put together a 1:1 scale of this Ferrari F1, which is very cool. I've seen a few of these very cool 1:1 scale cars we have seen in the past, the Bugatti and some other Technic cars. So this is really cool. We also now move again onto designer from the Lego group. We feature Chris Perron in the previous video for the Teal collaboration, and here we have the last build I will feature for February. So we have this very cool and massive rover inspired by the UFO sub-team. Very cool with this rounded front and with these nice details with coral insert and this turret with all the trans yellow dishes at the top. Very cool build. Another designer, George Gilliard, is giving us a little bit of behind the scene of the design of his recent Harry Potter set. So here we can see a little sketch of how he envisioned this set and then how the final product look like. I always like to see this behind the scene from the Lego designer. It's always very interesting to me. Let's move into the article section. We have tips and bricks. They have a technique analysis of the Karashishi by Umi Ward. We featured this build before on This Week in Bricks. Here we have a little bit of behind the scene. This build is now exhibited in the Masterpiece gallery at the Lego House. Of course, go and check out the profile of the builder, which is amazing. We feature him multiple times here on the channel. We also have some tips on photographing and photo editing on tips and bricks. This is something that I should get better myself. So here there is a little bit of tips on how to do a little bit of editing and photography better. Then we move on to New Elementary. They have a review of the dinosaur fossil Tyrannosaurus Rex, the new massive set that has been just announced, and we have a few new molds coming with this set, as well as some interesting recolors. So as always, they make a very good job here in highlighting all these parts. They also have a review after some time, actually, since it came out, of the minifigure series 27. There's a lot of interesting minifigures and a lot of interesting parts, and here also they show you a little bit some of the parts, how they can be used and what type of connection they have. They always have a little bit of extra marks. I love this like sort of over thingy that with the skateboard piece and the jetpack racer on top. Very cool. And this reminds me that I have my completed series of CMF 27 habitats for all the 12 minifigure. I build an habitat, and I had also my article on Brick Nerd where I walked through this build of the first habitats of this series. Staying on Brick Nerd, we have an interesting interview, part 1 here with Jan Beyer. The interview is done by Are Ezeldal. Jan is a long-term AFO liaison that is leaving the Lego group, and we have a lot of interesting behind-the-scene interview, a lot of interesting stories about his career. They also have this community headline and highlights from February, so something a little bit like I do here on my channel. You can see here, for example, my This Week in Bricks video, and they go through all different YouTube channel and pages and blogs and builders of all the interesting stuff that happened in the month of February in the Lego community. So, of course, here you can go and check it out to have even more very interesting stuff to read. Let's move on to the Brothers Brick. My favorite pick of this week are these Indiana Jones build by Neji Pon. Very, very cool build from the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. Very nice interpretation of what happened in the movie. Very, very cool. You can go and check out the builder's profile where there is even more images of all these scenes from Indiana Jones. Another very cool one was this build by Marcus Ronge. Apologize if I don't pronounce it correctly. So this boat, this ship, was part of that very cool Rogue collab, like a Japanese-inspired layout that we featured quite a few weeks ago here on the channel. And this was a very, very cool addition. You can check out again the builder's profile with some additional images even of the interior. Now, let's move on to the contest section. A lot of stuff happening this month. First thing, we have the Rogue Olympics. Here we have the announcement of the contest starting with the basic rules. We don't have the first prompt yet. It's going to start in a couple of days, I think on the 8th of March. This is the best contest for me of the year. One build per week for 8 weeks. Keeping the piece count below 101 parts is very, very interesting and very fun and accessible to many builders, even with a small part inventory. Then go and check out Orange Rawi profile, because Marchitecture is starting. So architecture microscale contest. We have all the rules over here, and we have two categories, standalone and skyline. Here you can go and look at all the details, all the rules. I have my build almost done. Probably I will release it beginning of next week. We also have a Star Wars contest on Brick Nerd, the Imperial March. Very, very cool. We have 3 epic categories, legendary characters and creatures. You can see also some very cool prices, epic ships and vehicles, rebuild the galaxy scene, and we also have the Grand Mock Builder prize for the builders that participate to all the 3 categories. If these contests are not enough, go again Brick Nerd. Here, Marcus Rollbuller have a contest round up with all the details of additional contests, many things happening, not just the one that I mentioned, but we have many different ones. We have also some habitats contests. I like to build habitats. We have some the micro tournament on Toys and Bricks that we mentioned a couple of weeks ago. A lot of stuff happening, so go and check out this article for even more cool contests. Now, my suggestion for Lego ideas this week, we have this Italian builder, ArcJan 7, that has these beaver refugees, which is this sort of like tree house. I think this is very cool. We have 3 nice trees in different colors coming up. I think it's very, very interesting. And it's very well built, and it's something that we can add to our layouts very easily, and we can always use some good, interesting plant pieces. Now, let's go on to the YouTube section. Beyond the Brick, a lot of cool videos this week. The highlight for me this week was another New Ashima recap here with the version of New Ashima from Bricktastic 2025. And we also have a very nice video about the Teal Squadron collab that we mentioned a few times here on the This Week in Bricks. Here we have some of the builders going out and talking about how this collab came together. And we have also some very interesting functions in some of the builds in this layout. Next up, we have Marco Forward with another 12-hour build. This time he has a samurai scene, very, very nice, with this running samurai going in the middle, this pagoda at the back, and the nice cherry blossom trees on the side. Very well built, as always. Next time, Next up, we have Hippolyte Bricks with a Star Wars build. This is the second part of his clone-based build. Very, very cool. He added a lot of interior on the inside. And the highlight to me is the landscape, in particular with the transition, very smooth, very nice, from the landscape into the harder base of the clone base. And I also like really much the trees in the background. Next up, we have my friend Brick Knight with another update on his massive Rivendell build. We have a lot of very cool rock work coming together in this video. Go and check him out. Then we have Brick City. After a while, this is the English version of a German channel with a massive custom Lego city. Here is finishing the complete build of his town hall. So if you like custom Lego city, this is a channel for sure that you need to go and check out. A channel that I just discovered, even though it's quite big, is Groll666, which is a senior Lego designer in the Lego Technic team. And this week he posted a review of the Red Bull F1 car, Technic car, that he himself designed. So it's very interesting to see his point of view. And on his channel, you can find also a lot of very interesting alternative builds. So if you're a Technic fan, go check it out. For example, here we have a Lego Technic set, airplane turned into a zebra, of course with moving function, very, very good. And you can find a lot of instructions on Rebrickable as well. Then we have Dark Animals Studios, which is a review channel, and they have a little Lego house tour, which is very interesting. I also have my own video with a little bit of a tour of the Lego house, and another video with a little tour of Billund. On my own channel this week I released the video with my set of 3 racing habitats. My favorite one was the Octan one. I think it's pretty fun. And I also have a members only vlog with my work on the Leonardo da Vinci working space that I'm gonna release soon on the channel. If you want to support the channel further, you can do some purchases on Amazon.com. Here is gonna be some affiliate link. Since today we talk about architecture and microscale, you can go and check out this page. There are a few interesting deals on the older architecture set, like the Statue of Liberty. Then we have Paris, we have New York, and even the London skyline. They have a little bit of discount. So these are a little fun architecture set to collect. Of course, if you want to support the channel, please consider to leave a like, leave a comment, and subscribe. And here you can check out my older video, my playlist of episodes of This Week in Bricks. So all link over here, you can find the latest episode from last week. You can go and check it out. It would be highly appreciated. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you on the next video. Ciao, ciao.